My call continuing on here on BTN Live, and another team that's 11-0, but this one ranked #1 in the country. It's Michigan State. We're good enough to have senior forward Matt Costello join us now. This isn't finals week, is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Wrapping it up.
How bad's it going to be?
It's actually not too bad for me this year. I got a pretty decent senior schedule, but still got to finish strong.
Hit me with it. What's your schedule? Anything laughably bad?
I had something at 7:45 this morning that was kind of rough, but I got the test back. I did pretty decent on it. Got 27 out of 30 on the final. Got paper to turn in tomorrow, and then last final Wednesday afternoon. That one's going to be a tough one, but I think I can do it.
Grade yourself on your basketball performance this season thus far.
I'll probably give myself a B-. I've had some pretty good games where I've played pretty much to my potential, but I've also had some games where I've dropped the ball, literally and figuratively. So hopefully we can raise that up to an A here.
Last year, in December, you guys lose at home to Texas Southern. This year, in December, you're undefeated and #1. What's the biggest difference? I would have to say the biggest difference is the leadership on this team. While we had very good leaders in Trav and BJ last year, I think Zell has really stepped forward and taken ownership of this team. And from everybody from the starters to the Connor George, the last guy on the bench, he's really rallying everybody and pushing us to be better. Every time I read an article about you guys, it talks about your insane chemistry on this team. How do you describe the chemistry?
It's unreal. It's literally like brothers. It's been so much fun. It's some of those relationships that you build and will last for a lifetime. And I know stories of some of the previous guys. We had the 2000 team back, and they talked about how they would hang out, and they don't hang out near as much as we do. And just how we know about each other's past, it really makes us pull for each other and root for the other guy more than a normal team would.
The only bad thing is, I'm hearing because you guys are doing things so well, Izzo isn't yelling in practice that much. Is that true?
Yes, and I'm so thankful for that. This is probably the first time ever that I haven't got screamed at in like a week. I mean, if I miss a layup tomorrow, it'll be a little different. But we've been playing pretty well, both in practice and on game day. And so he doesn't have too much to yell about. But he still finds ways to pick us apart. So don't worry about that.
Speaking of him, I remember last year early in the season, you guys broke the huddle saying Indy, as in for the Final Four. And he made you guys stop because he thought it was so laughable that you could get there, which, of course, you ended up getting. Do you break the huddle with anything this year?
Most of the time we say natty. We have a couple other things every once in a while, but the constant has been natty. We had that all summer. We knew what we were working for every single day. That was another thing that Zell really tried to instill. Tom led that as well, of just making sure everybody knew what we were working for every day, and we keep trying to do that.
And to be clear, you're not talking about Cincinnati, Ohio, but a national title.
Yes, correct. We're trying to get a national championship down there in Houston.
Now, the thing about you guys, at least under Izzo, is the team always gets better. So where do you guys right now have to still get better?
We actually have a lot of areas, to be honest with you. The Florida game was a great example where maybe one thing wasn't working well for us that typically had, which was our shooting, so we had to find it in other areas of making defensive stops, throwing the ball in the post, driving, and those have been areas where we have needed to improve, especially our defense. Our ball screen defense has been very bad, both on the guard side and the big side, and so we just need to keep working on that every day. With Gavin coming back, that's going to help it a lot with his quickness, and we just have some areas where we can clean it up, but we have to keep our constants constant.
Let me ask you about Denzel. Do you ever find yourself like just sitting back and kind of watching him?
Yeah, it's crazy to think. I mean, I'm a Michigan boy, so we both grew up same class in Michigan, and so I got to watch him in high school, and I've lived with him the last 4 years. So seeing his growth to being the national player of the year right now by a wide margin, it's pretty incredible, and I'm so happy for him. He's put the time in consistently. I mean, you can ask Gary, you can ask Denzel, you can ask Draymond. They've seen him put the time in to be great, and now he's starting to get the recognition for it, and I'm so happy for him.
Is Izzo taking you guys to the Cotton Bowl?
Man, I hope so. If he doesn't, we're gonna have some words. We didn't make it to the Big Ten championship just because that California trip was really rough on us. But that Cotton Bowl, we got to make it to that because that'll be a fun game.
If he needs money for it, just call up Day Day because he's got the cash.
Yeah, he's got plenty of cash right now. With that $3 million he donated earlier this summer, he's got a lot of cash floating around.
All right, what happens first? You guys lose a game, or the football Spartans play in the Cotton Bowl?
Man, football team plays in the Cotton Bowl. Zell and I have a goal this year, and that's to win 33 games. Besides the national championship, we have a lot of goals, but to win 33 games so we can be the winningest class in Michigan State history, and it's gonna help going undefeated until that Cotton Bowl game. So we got to do it.
Matt Costello, great talking to you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.